just going to let it run for a little bit and see how long it records. Again, this is just a test of the motorized pan tilt base with the camera. We're setting on the dash of the car. I don't do it because we found out at the last minute that the dash on the vehicle was either fiberglass or plastic. So magnet's not going to lift it off. In this case, anyway. So my truck may be a different case, but we're trying to see what happens next few days. I'm going to record for a while and see how long it'll go without timing out and shutting off. There'll be a timer beside the camera I need to set.
There's your print right there. You got, there's one under here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it comes down just like that.
Okay, pretty good size print. Put your hand there, Mike, where I can get a kind of size comparison. Okay.
There's the other one right there.
Okay. Alrighty.
It's like you're just standing there looking.
Right. Dee and I are in the Mount Pleasant Cemetery, land between the lakes. We're doing a little investigation. Walking through the cemetery, we found a few tracks.
This one here, the one I showed you with the 3 toes. Let me get you again, right there. Right here. 3 toes. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
3 toes.
Look at this. What is this one?
That one.
What is that?
I don't see any toes.
Okay. It's like a heel print or something.
It's a heel print or something. But I mean, it looks like they just. There's another one of the 3-toed one. With the heel. So you see the little heel now.
Somebody's put pennies on the grave.
Yep. There's one right there.
Yep. We're gonna make a walk through and now hang on just a minute. I'm gonna pause for a second. Okay, we're continuing our walk through the Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Looks like something has been digging in this grave.
It sure does.
I don't know if it's just sunk in or what, but I mean it is sailed in pretty deep.
Look, somebody's standing right there. Look, them indentions in there. Look, them indentions. Look,
Yeah.
Look. You see them?
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty good size. Indention there. I don't know if it's something heavy.
Right there. Right there. Something heavy.
We're driving the White Beast today. Or Dee is driving. I'm actually riding shotgun. Beautiful old cedar tree here in the cemetery.
This is a beautiful cemetery.
You know that the Cherokee say that why they put the cedar trees in the cemeteries because they are everlasting, and the roots actually go into the ground and absorb the spirits of those buried there. That's why you see a lot of cedar trees planted in the cemeteries. Now that's creepy. Look at that limb coming out of there. We actually have a above ground barrel, looks like, or somebody's poured a slab on top of the grave. Makes you kind of wonder what all that's about. we're going to walk over to the back side of the cemetery and do a little looking around. And several stones missing down through here.
There they are.
Looks like we have a few veterans buried here. This is weird. See this doll on top of this tombstone? I might say it's a naked doll at that. Something's been digging up here under, maybe squirrels. Something's digging up around a tree here. These old cedar trees are magnificent. All these graves are sunk in and in real bad shape. This is a cemetery that Joe Dahl from Hellbent Hollow saw the woman walking out of, and he thought it was an actual person, and then she just disappeared. I'd like to know the story behind that. From all the toilet paper and trash around, it looks like somebody's been using this for a restroom. A lot of old graves off in the lower section down here. A lot of old graves down here. These graves here have been relocated by the TVA. These are some of the relocated graves, like you see at St. Mary's and the other cemeteries. All they have is just a metal marker and a concrete block. It actually tells just what cemetery number they came out of and what grave number. Very vague, no name, no information whatsoever. They go all the way down through here, the big long row of them. Every one of them's identical. Little metal marker up, no name, just a cemetery number and a grave number they came out of. These are some that were allegedly relocated when they flooded the river, the lake. No telling how many cemeteries are underwater. We'll walk down to this end to see if these seem to be some of the relocated graves. This is a beautiful, peaceful cemetery. Yes, and we have more unmarked concrete blocks for grave markers. We have bricks. We have markers all down through here. It's a shame. It is a shame. Just row after row after row of concrete blocks marking these identified graves. May break out the ghost equipment after a while and do a little EVP session while we're up here, maybe. A few more little things to look at. This cemetery just goes on for a long way. See anything else, son? You see this? Look at this. Look at this track. Wow.
Yep.
It looks like a dogman track.
See these up here? What's the sign?
Let me get a reference point to where it's at. You can actually see the claws in this one.
Yeah, you sure can. There's another one where it looks like it turned around or something, just, you know, kind of turned around, just barely put its foot down there.
Of course, we are very near the alleged massacre site of the 1982 massacre. Supposedly the dog man came out of the woods and massacred a family.
After this, I keep looking and scouting.
Where's your sidearm?
Oh, it's...
What do you mean over there? Okay. People have been using this for a restroom, throwing paper everywhere. They don't realize this is hallowed ground, evidently. Okay, got several tracks. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute and go to something else. We are at the entrance of the old campground that became known as the alleged kill site or massacre site, some call it. Supposedly the dog men come out of the ravine, which is a pretty good ravine right ahead of us there. Came up and attacked the family that was camping here in the campground. We're going to walk down to the edge of it just a little bit, not going very far down into it because there's a big mud hole. And we don't want to risk falling and getting wet. We're going to look for a few tracks down here in the mud. See what we can find. Watch where you step. You can see there's some old concrete blocks, a part of the old possible campground. I couldn't verify that, but I would an assumption it's part of one of the block buildings. Some more concrete back behind it. These rocks here look kind of... Honey, wait a minute. You can roll that rock over and see the fresh rock. That never looks fresh down there. Just turn it over.
Nope, it's supposed to be there.
What about this one here? This one here looks like it's been tossed down.
It's been tossed.
Yeah, that's a fresh rock there. It had leaves under it. It had been there that long. It's been put there since the...
Since the last time you was here.
We'll check around the edge of the water here and see if we can see any cracks. I don't see anything right off. But I don't mean it hadn't been traffic through here because see the old concrete building back there. Keep your eyes and ears open. You hear something? Like a what? Like a little growl? A little guttural growl? Had a lot of rain the last couple of days, and the mud hole's kind of full. I'm not going any further. Yeah, it is kind of weird. You don't hear anything at all. The woods are quiet. I mean, she heard one bird chirp and maybe a guttural growl, and that's about it.
Maybe a lot of bird chirp. Warning chirping. It was, one of them long chirps. I didn't walk right through here and I heard that. It just seemed like a low gurgle. Just,
What?
It's mound.
And maybe where they cut the road through, had some excess dirt maybe. I mean, there's not a sound at all in the woods. It is definitely quiet, except for the traffic on the road. There's not much sound at all out here. It is too quiet. I'm gonna walk back up this buttercup here just a second, and is that a fresh rock too?
Fresh rock.
Another fresh rock.
Yeah, had leaf under it.
Well, that one there was really fresh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk back this little hill of buttercups for 1 second. Keep your eyes and ears open. Cover my back. was a building or something here at one time. Parking area. All the concrete's been broken up. Wow. I want y'all to see this. You okay? Yeah, all these, yeah, this is, there's some concrete. This was a, looks like this may have been a concrete pad. Maybe to park a mobile home or something on. Or a porch to a house. Looks like this may have been a drainage point. Buttercups everywhere. These old homesteads had buttercups all over them. This is the ravine that supposedly the dog men came out of and attacked the family. We'll give you a shot of this concrete that's down here. There's also some, looks like asphalt. There's asphalt here. There's possibly a porch. Or a parking area maybe. There's some rebar. I'll walk back up here. Regroup and see what else we can find. Again, part of some kind of a structure. A broke down tree. Got all kind of trees with the bark peeled off of them. What'd you find? Oh. Thought you'd have found maybe an arrowhead, maybe.
No.
Thought you're on the wrong video if you are. Okay. We're going to venture down the road a little bit, look around, and maybe drive down to Demumbers Bay and see what all the... We get out there maybe in the mud and find a few tracks down that way. So that'll be our next stop. Dee and I are down in Demumbers Bay. As you can tell, the water is up quite a bit from what it was the last time that I was here and found those tracks. Kind of muddy off in the bottom, so we're not going to try to drive down here to it. We're going to walk down to the water's edge where the mud is and see if we can find anything. It look like a fresh track, maybe. Said the water is up quite a bit. The last rain we had the other night. Try to keep getting my feet muddy. Stay out of the got some tracks here. I don't know if it's human or what. Toes are kind of splayed out the best I can tell. I'm going to put my foot beside it not to disturb it. We can kind of get an idea on the size of it. I wear a size 9 and it's not the same size as my foot. I just made a print beside it. But it's pretty wide print.
Oh, it is, man.
These little shells. Decided to play some music on its own. Which one? Yeah. Pretty good sized track down here by the water.
This one here looks like it's...
This is on the campground side of the water.
See that right there?
Yeah, they may be human tracks. It's hard to tell. I said it's rained since they...
I don't think it's humans sticking in the water over there.
It very well could be. It's hard to tell. There are some big prints down here. Like I said, I can't determine because there's not enough detail. I'll walk a little further around some of this other fresh mud over here and see if I can see anything. I don't see any sign of deer track or see any fresh or new activity since the last time we were here. Like I said, most of our stuff was in the mud down by the water line, and we've got a lot of rain since then, so it's hard to determine if they're fresh or not. Walk over next to the woods, see if we have any local activity over there. I don't see anything as of yet. A couple of deer track. All I'm picking up so far. And it's too rocky over here for any kind of track, so I'll head back up to where Dee is and we'll look on a little further. Dee's found something. Maybe she's found some good evidence. Maybe I'm headed that way. See what she found. Mean little step up. Huh. That is weird. That is weird. I can't really see viewfinder if I'm picking it up or not. But it's I fairly large track. About the size of a number 9, maybe a 10. As far as the length of it, but the width of it's
wide.
Like twice as wide as my foot.
Yeah.
I don't have a tape measure on me. I walked off and left it at home. I may have one in the truck. I'll look see if I can find. But we've got all kind of little small tracks around here. But this little thing actually appeared out of the ordinary. I'm going to pause this thing a minute, look around, and I'll be right back.